use the mic.
Speak up.
Some people complain that I use my voice too often from school. Anyway, I guess I've known Pat as long as anyone in this room outside of his immediate family. I actually knew him before he came here in 1969. I'd been here a couple of years earlier and I went back to school. I'd gotten married sort of in between so my wife could help pay for my education, I think. So it happened to turn out that Ruth and Ann were working at the General Hospital together. And I saw this guy with hair and a flashy pink Camaro convertible coming to pick up this woman every day. I didn't know who it was at the time, but it turned out it was Pat McNally. And a year and a half later, we all showed up here together. But minus the pink Camaro, I guess, Ruth, you made him sell that, did you? Anyway, I'll just share a couple of little stories. Pat liked to be a joker. Most of you know Evelyn Faubert. She's here somewhere. She was this cute young thing in school that we liked to tease quite a bit. So after she finished 2 years of teaching, Pat and I thought it would be funny to give her a pink slip, just as a joke, you know. And so we were very careful and we drew up this little pink slip and forged the Secretary Treasurer's name quite. And then as the final checks came out in June, we had slipped it in her check. Well, she didn't seem to see the humor in it. She was pissed off, to say the least. So what she did, Pat had just bought a fancy raised roof van, camper van. She put it up for sale for some ridiculously low price. And so for the whole weekend, he was answering all these phone calls about this van, you know. So it was those kind of pranks that Pat was very, very good at. Sometimes they backfired on us, and sometimes they were funny, I guess. One time I can remember we went to a wedding in Strasbourg. Sue Whirl, I think was her name. She was a teacher. And so we camped out in the, I think it was a nursing home's pasture or whatever. And Pat had this van with a toilet in it. And that was the only toilet that about 25 of us had for the weekend. And anyway, needless to say, it was sort of a messy weekend. But Pat was either master of ceremonies or gave the toast to the bride. And during this toast, he says, "Now I'd like to tell you a joke." He says, "I'm quite an impressionist, really. I can do an impression of a cat. Meow, meow. I can do an impression of a horse. Wee, wee. I can do an impression of a pig. May I see your driver's license?" The thing is, it wasn't really that funny because she was marrying an RCMP officer. And there was about 18 RCMP in the audience. So that was another thing. Anyway, there were people saying how Pat got out of Echo Lodge. I can also contend that probably getting out of Echo Lodge was easier than at times getting out of Diane Carroll's house. But anyway, those are some of the recollections of Pat. I think Pat would be the first one. Pat died too young, but he'd be the first one to say that he had a very long and rich and rewarding life. Thank you.